Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're embarking on a pretty fascinating journey, I think. We're diving into the mind of a thinker whose ideas have really shaped how, well, countless individuals approach success and life itself. Our source material for this deep dive comes from Ray Dalio. Specifically, we're looking at excerpts from his Principles for Success mini-series. It's kind of a goldmine of insights, really, for navigating life's tricky currents. It's all designed to help you think differently about your own path. What's really striking, though, right from the get-go, is how he sets the stage. Dalio kicks things off with this incredibly humble yet, well, profound statement. He says, I don't know much relative to what I need to know. And then whatever success I've had in life has had more to do with my knowing how to deal with my not knowing than anything I know. Mm. For someone sharing such, deep wisdom, starting with that kind of radical humility, it's instantly refreshing, isn't it?
It absolutely is, yeah. And what's fascinating there is Dalio isn't he's not presenting these as some kind of prescriptive rules for you to follow. He really sees his mission as simply passing along what he's learned. Believing these principles could help others achieve their own unique goals. That's key. He emphasizes strongly that you must be an independent thinker. And that doesn't just mean disagreeing. It means rigorously testing your own ideas against reality and developing your own principles based on your own values. His fundamental starting point, sort of the bedrock of it all, is simply to think for yourself about what is true.
Right. So, okay, our mission today for you listening is basically to pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge from Dalia's experience and his whole philosophy. We're trying to give you a bit of a shortcut, maybe, to understanding his unique approach to life so you can then consider how these insights might, apply to your own journey, how they empower you to navigate your reality more effectively. Okay, let's unpack this a bit. So, if that humility and the call for independent thinking are his starting points, what's the immediate next step? In Dalio's framework for success and growth, how does he suggest we actually engage with our not knowing?
Well, he moves pretty quickly to the idea of embracing reality, especially the tough parts. He talks about observing how nature operates on this principle of like ruthless optimization. It's constantly identifying what doesn't work and adapting. So for Dalio, personal evolution comes from confronting mistakes, learning from them, not shying away. It's about seeing problems almost like puzzles to be solved rather than obstacles to be feared. He essentially argues that pain plus reflection equals progress. That's the formula.
Pain plus reflection equals progress. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And he actually distills that whole process, the learning and evolving bit, into what he calls a five-step framework, right? So it isn't just a vague idea. He gives us a concrete cycle for navigating challenges and achieving goals. Can you walk us through those steps?
Absolutely. Yeah, this five-step process is really, it's right at the heart of how he believes individuals and even organizations can continuously improve and evolve. So first, have clear goals. You need to know what you're striving for. These are your targets, the things you truly want. Second, identify and don't tolerate problems. As you pursue those goals, you'll inevitably hit roadblocks. Dalio stresses you must acknowledge these problems head on. Don't sweep them under the rug, basically. They're signals that something isn't working.
Okay, so identify them, don't ignore them. What's step three?
Step three is diagnose root causes. This is really crucial. Don't just treat the symptoms. You have to dig deep to understand why the problem actually happened. He often suggests asking why 5 times, the Toyota method, to really get to the core
He did
issue.
5 whys.
Right.
Makes sense.
Then four, design a plan. Once you understand the root cause, you create a specific actionable plan to overcome the problem. This isn't just wishing it away. It's got to be a strategic approach. And finally, five,
Mm.
execute the plan. Implement your plan with discipline. Push through it. And this whole cycle, it's continuous. Once you solve one problem, you'll likely uncover new goals, maybe new problems, leading to more evolution.
Mm.
And he also really advocates for radical transparency and idea meritocracy within this process, especially when you're working with others,
Mm.
because getting diverse perspectives is just critical for, well, accurate diagnosis and finding effective solutions.
That's such a powerful and practical cycle. It really sounds like it's less about avoiding failure altogether and more about building a system to just learn from it rapidly. And this idea of continuous evolution, constantly moving forward through struggle, that connects directly to what he talks about with the machine analogy, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. That analogy is, well, it's pretty fundamental to his whole worldview. Dalio basically posits that everything from the universe down to our own lives, our organizations, operates like a machine. Each machine is designed to achieve some purpose, and it evolves through time, Parts break down, they get optimized, or maybe they're recycled into new machines. It's a constant process.
Okay, so we ourselves are these complex machines constantly evolving. What are the implications then of seeing ourselves and our journey through that particular lens?
Well, the really profound implication, I think, is that our goals, they are, in a sense, just the bait.
Hmm.
The true reward isn't merely achieving the goal itself, it's the process of struggling to get there. That struggle forces us to evolve, you see, to adapt our machine, our understanding, our skills, our approach. And it is that personal evolution, often uh, helped along by working through challenges with other people, that is the real reward. It's all about the journey of continuous improvement, adaptation, a constant state of becoming, well, better versions of our machines.
Right. And so as we sort of wrap up this deep dive into Ray Dalio's principles, the overarching theme that emerges seems so clear, doesn't it? True success, this continuous evolution, it doesn't come from avoiding pain or mistakes, not at all. It seems to come from really embracing reality, learning from every single setback, and continuously adapting through that surprisingly simple five-step process you outlined, often, as you said, with the crucial help of others, embracing their different perspectives.
Exactly. And this brings us right back to what might be Dalio's most profound realization. He says, success is not a matter of attaining one's goals, which sounds counterintuitive at first, but then he explains the things we are striving for are just the bait. What he means is that struggling to get them forces us to evolve, and it is this struggle toward personal evolution with others that is the reward.
Hmm.
It's really about the journey, the transformation itself, not just, ticking off the goal at the end.
Yeah, the bait. I like that. And that ties directly into his powerful machine analogy, as you explained, where everything, including us, is like a machine evolving through time, parts breaking down, getting recycled into new, hopefully more optimized machines. It's this continuous sort of natural cycle of creation and recreation, always pushing towards improvement.
Hmm. Which leaves us, and you, the listener, with a pretty important question to maybe mull over. If, as Dalio suggests, our goals are merely the bait for a much larger process of personal evolution, and even our own machines ourselves are designed perhaps to break down and reform, then what specific parts of your current approach or your beliefs, maybe even parts of your identity, what are you willing to let go of to sort of dismantle maybe to facilitate the next stage of your evolution?